Wild boars are destroying American farmland at an alarming rate, causing over $1.5 billion in damage every year. But Texas farmers have developed trapping methods so effective, they're catching up to 28 hogs in a single night. What they've learned could change everything about how we fight this invasive species. Let's get into it. The invasion that won't stop. The numbers tell a story most Americans don't realize. In 1990, the United States had roughly 2 million feral hogs scattered across southern states. By 2019, that number had exploded to nearly 9 million animals, spread across at least 39 states. These aren't the farm pigs our grandparents raised. Feral hogs are intelligent, aggressive, and incredibly destructive. They root through cropland looking for food, destroying entire fields overnight. A single sounder can tear up acres of farmland in just a few hours. The reproduction rate makes the problem almost impossible to solve. Female hogs can start breeding at just 6 months old and produce 2 litters per year, with each litter containing 4 to 12 piglets. Experts say we need to remove at least 60% of the population annually just to keep numbers stable. Why traditional methods? Keep failing farmers across Texas, Oklahoma, and other affected states have tried everything. Hunting with dogs, shooting from helicopters, even poison programs. Each method has its place, but none solve the core problem. Hunting sounds straightforward until you realize these animals are mostly nocturnal. Peak activity runs from 8 in the evening until 4 in the morning. By the time hunters arrive at dawn, the hogs have already done their damage and disappeared. Helicopter hunting works, but costs a fortune. Meanwhile, the survivors learn to avoid open areas when they hear aircraft. The real challenge isn't killing individual hogs. It's removing entire family groups before they reproduce again. The Corral Trap Revolution walk onto a successful Texas hog operation today, and you'll see massive steel corral traps that look more like small corrals than traditional cage traps. These aren't your grandfather's box traps. A proper corral trap measures 30 to 40 feet in diameter, big enough to hold an entire sounder of 15 to 20 hogs. Why does size matter? Because these animals are smart. If you catch just a few members of the group, the rest learn to avoid that spot forever. Height is equally critical. These traps need to stand at least 5 feet tall. Feral hogs can jump surprisingly high when panicked, and a trap that's too short becomes useless the moment a pig figures out it can escape. Construction material separates amateur setups from professional operations. Weak panels made from chicken wire don't stand a chance. Feral hogs possess incredible strength. A 200-pound boar can bend weak fencing with ease. Successful trappers use heavy-gauge steel panels designed for livestock. These panels can withstand the force of multiple panicked hogs trying to escape simultaneously. Location, location, location. Most farmers make their first critical mistake by setting up expensive traps in convenient locations near their barns. Then wonder why nothing shows up. Feral hogs don't care about human convenience. They follow water, food, and established travel routes. Research from Texas A&M University confirms what experienced trappers knew. Trap placement determines success more than any other factor. You can have the perfect trap with perfect bait, but put it in the wrong spot and you'll catch nothing. Water sources are magnetic for feral hogs, especially during hot Texas summers. Creeks, ponds, stock tanks become gathering points. Smart farmers scout these areas first, looking for signs of regular hog activity. The signs are obvious once you know what to look for. Rooting marks where hogs have torn up soil, wallowing areas where they've rolled in mud, track patterns showing regular travel routes between bedding areas and feeding grounds. One Texas farmer spent 2 weeks just observing before setting his first trap. He watched where hogs entered his property, where they drank, where they fed. When he finally placed his corral trap at the intersection of these patterns, he caught 18 hogs in the first week. The pre-baiting secret patience separates successful trappers from frustrated amateurs. The temptation is strong to set up your trap, throw in some corn, and wait for hogs. That approach might work occasionally, but it'll never produce consistent results. Professional trappers swear by pre-baiting. Spend 3 to 7 days putting bait in the trap area without setting the trigger. Let the hogs discover the food on their own terms. Let them feel safe approaching, eating, and leaving without consequence. During this period, the hogs learn that this location means easy food with no danger. They'll start bringing their young. Other members of the sounder will follow. Within a week, you'll have the entire family group treating your trap like their personal buffet. The success rate difference is staggering. Traps set without pre-baiting catch an average of 3 to 5 hogs. The same traps with proper pre-baiting average 12 to 15. Bait that actually works. Corn is the traditional choice, and for good reason. Hogs love it. It's cheap, and it's easy to acquire in bulk. But Texas farmers have taken corn baiting to the next level with a simple trick that multiplies effectiveness. Fermented corn creates an odor that feral hogs can smell from incredible distances. The process is dead simple. Put corn in a bucket, cover it with water, and let it sit for about a week. The fermentation process creates a sour, pungent smell that drives hogs crazy. One farmer near Houston reported catching 28 hogs in a single night using fermented corn placed near a creek. The smell carried on the wind, drawing in sounders from surrounding properties. That's not luck. That's understanding animal behavior and using it to your advantage. Seasonal variation matters too. During hot summer months, juicy fruits work exceptionally well. Watermelon, peaches, apples, anything with high water content becomes irresistible when hogs are dealing with heat stress and dehydration. Some commercial operations use specialty high-protein baits designed specifically for feral hogs. These products cost more than corn, but can attract larger sounders from greater distances. For serious control efforts, the investment often pays off in higher catch rates. The waiting game. Here's the hardest part. You've done everything right. Your trap is perfectly placed, properly baited, and you're seeing hogs every night on your trail camera. The temptation to trigger that gate is overwhelming. Don't do it. Not yet. The key is waiting until roughly 80% of the sounder is regularly entering the trap. This might take 2 weeks or a month. But patience here determines whether you're solving the problem or making it worse. Catching 3 or 4 hogs from a sounder of 15 doesn't help. Those remaining 11 will continue breeding, and they'll never approach that trap location again. You've just educated them on what traps look like. Wait for the whole group. Watch your camera footage. Learn their patterns. Understanding these social dynamics helps you time your trigger perfectly. The critical moment. When you finally trigger that gate, everything needs to happen quickly. Captured hogs will vocalize their distress, and those sounds travel far. Any members of the sounder that weren't caught will hear those alarm calls and associate them with the trap location. Successful trappers have a plan before they ever set the trap. They know exactly how they'll handle captured animals. The less time hogs spend stressed and calling in the trap, the better your chances of using that location again. Some farmers rotate trap locations every few months, even when they're successful. This prevents the remaining hog population from learning patterns and developing avoidance behaviors. The technology edge. Modern trail cameras have revolutionized hog trapping. For less than $200, Farmers can monitor their traps 24 hours a day without leaving the house. Some cameras send photos directly to smartphones. Remote-triggered gates take this further. Instead of using a basic drop gate, remote triggers let you choose the perfect moment. You're not guessing anymore. You're making informed decisions based on real-time information. Why? It still matters. The feral hog problem isn't going away. If anything, it's getting worse as populations expand into new territories. But Texas farmers are proving that intelligent trapping methods can make a real difference. The key isn't working harder, it's working smarter. Understanding hog behavior, using proper equipment, and having the patience to do things right produces results that traditional methods can't match. These animals are intelligent and adaptable, but they're not unbeatable. When farmers apply science-based methods with consistency and patience, they can protect their land and their livelihoods from this invasive species. Every sounder removed is one less family group tearing up cropland, spreading disease, and producing the next generation of destructive hogs. That's not just good farming. It's good stewardship of the land we all depend on.